Disclaimer, I really enjoy CinemaSins. I'm only pointing out their mistakes.
"37 seconds of opening logos."
Jeremy complains about the logos cliche.
Also, why isn't the Columbia girl holding a neuralizer so that she can erase the audience's memory that they paid to see this movie?
Jeremy thinks the people that are watching the movie wants to have their memories erased of it. Not according to these audience scores.
This arms locker contains way better weapons than any guard decides to arm themselves with during a prison break.
Okay, so how is this a sin?
Obadiah Price.
Oh no, Obadiah Price just got killed, and we were just getting to appreciate his dry sense of humor.
Jeremy says something random cliche.
After having seen Boris kill a bunch of people and now in possession of an extremely dangerous weapon, the guards decide not to shoot Boris on sight when he comes blasting through this door.
The guards don't shoot Boris on sight, it's because Boris hasn't shot at the guards, so they play defense if Boris is a life threat to them.
Sorry, darling.
If she'd have been a Spice Girl, he'd have saved her.
Jeremy say something random cliche.
Okay, so Boris has successfully broken out of prison. Now how the hell does he plan to get from the moon to the Earth?
In the next scene, which I obviously can't show you, Boris uses a gold saucer to go to the Earth. Also, Jeremy doesn't know that he showed the saucer on screen.
I'm not even sure that's meat. I think I just saw a tooth in that thing.
Will Smith is a dick to falafel meat.
Again, how is this a sin? Also, Jeremy points out things on the screen cliche.
Is it a sin that Rip Torn isn't in this one, or is it more of a sin to break into banks late at night while wasted?
Everything wrong with Men in Black 3, ladies and gentlemen. This bullshit.
Damn.
Remember the 90s when Will Smith said damn like that? We all laughed.
So what do you say for sitting Will Smith's iconic damn?
Is Jay eating french fries in the Chinese restaurant? That's a dining faux pas.
Jeremy thinks Chinese restaurants don't sell french fries.
Sanchez jersey. Members only jacket.
Again, Jeremy points out things on the screen cliche.
The same spiky projectiles that earlier blasted open the very metal chains at the Lunar Max prison can now be stopped by a door.
Weasel shoots the ankle locks to free Boris and asks for the scene with the door.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Jay's suit is all wet from the alien fish guts, but by the time he gets back to headquarters, he's dry as a bone.
Again, Jeremy points out things on the screen cliche.
This is a funny sight gag, but the character Jay is presented now in 3 films would never hang this on his bedroom wall for any reason at all.
It's established in Men in Black 2 that even though Jay finds Frank annoying, Frank is a good friend to him. You see this movie in 2013, so there's no way you haven't seen Men in Black 2, which came out in 2002.
Also, Agent J would probably not even be an agent anymore without Agent K, and wouldn't even remember Agent K at all.
Yeah, if Jay didn't remember K, or if he wasn't an agent, we wouldn't have a movie.
Once again, time travel in movies only affects one person.
Yeah, you said that if the next scene where all of the MIB agents don't remember who K is, you big liar.
Mommy, the president is looking my middle.
That kid is a racist.
Jay is wearing a suit, so that would make sense. Also, sitting a black president.
Why do we assume that the whole world has changed, but Agent J doesn't get any new memory?
2 words. Time paradox.
Who is K? I mean, who is he to you?
No, you didn't. You clearly asked who is K like you didn't know who he was talking about.
O asked specifically who is K to Jay. That's why in the next scene she showed Jay this.
Men in Black Incident Report, July 1969. Location, Cape Canaveral. Perpetrator Boris the Animal escaped and fled Earth, assumed to have returned to home planet Bangladesh 20 light years away. Agent K pronounced dead at scene and awarded posthumous commendation for meritorious action, which prevented greater loss of human life.
Temporal fracture headaches.
I might accept this explanation for Agent J being the only person who can remember the old world, but that would be all too convenient now, wouldn't it?
Go see Sin 46.
Why wouldn't Boris just go ahead and kill this guy and keep time travel away from anyone else who might want to use it? You know, in case someone wanted to go back and prevent him from changing the timeline?
If Boris killed Jeffrey, he wouldn't know how to time jump back to 1969 to kill K, so it makes sense why he didn't kill Jeffrey before.
I want to know when and where you sent him.
Dude, you know where. Even if he decided to vacation in Cancun for 2 weeks, the guy went to Cape Canaveral in July 1969 and killed Kay.
Jay needs to confirm that Jeffrey did send Boris to July 16th, 1969. That's why he checks the logbook on the counter.
Also, Jeffrey keeps a sensitive logbook out in the open on his counter for what reason again?
This reason.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Little blip on the historical radar.
Oh. That's a big blip.
Again, how do you know?
He knows because he had realized he made a mistake.
Word of advice.
Will Smith disappears completely in this angle. We should at least be able to see his shoulder.
Jeremy points out things on the screen cliche.
Why would the time travel device return him to the top of the Chrysler building? Like, what would have happened if he had jumped to a time that had no Chrysler building?
Jay returns to the top of the Chrysler building is because that's where he first jumped off. Also, the Chrysler building has been around since 1930, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was still around, even in 1969.
No sunglasses in this shot, but Agent J finds a way to put sunglasses on before the neuralizer goes off in this shot.
It's almost like Jay used something to put his glasses on before the neuralizer went off.
And that's when I met her.
Wasn't Kay married before? I mean, it's not unusual to fall in love with someone else or anything, but does his wife exist?
This takes place in 1969, 28 years before the first movie. It's been confirmed that he was married in 1997, so no, his wife doesn't exist.
He must deploy the ArcNet as he did before. There's no other way.
Oh, so this is the one thing that has to go exactly the same. Agent J and the future Boris have probably caused so many changes in the future by now, but who gives a shit?
The only change in the future is that Boris doesn't exist anymore. Also, Jeremy yells at the screen cliche.
Why didn't he just do this with the original MPs that found him and save some time?
Griffin is doing it anyway, so your complaint doesn't matter.
See why I recruited you. You good man.
You didn't recruit him last time because he was a good man, you recruited him because he ran down a cephalopod on foot.
Yeah, Jay was a police officer when he chased the criminal in the first movie. Kay saw that he has potential and recruited him.
Boris throws Agent J to the one spot where he won't die. Like literally a few feet in any other direction and Jay is dead and Boris can win.
Yeah, it didn't happen, so why the fuck is this a sin?
Wait, what? They time traveled back a few seconds earlier, but then there's no other versions of themselves up here doing the fight from a few seconds earlier?
See the previous sin.
This thing is just gonna stay right here throughout all the vibrations of a f***ing rocket launch?
I know a top-secret organization that could use a man like you.
Are you kidding me? All this guy did was let you into the rocket. Like, that's it. And it was, like, really criminal of him to do it. So what exactly do you see in this guy?
What Colonel Edwards did wasn't criminal. Griffin showed him how important their mission was.
What, did James's dad participate in Take Your Kid to Work Day on the day of the Apollo 11 mission? Seems like a dangerous area to keep your kid during a f***ing rocket launch, especially in a hot car on the beach. Who the f*** is even watching this kid?
1. The Apollo 11 mission was an important event since it was the first time humans set foot on the moon. 2. There was a bunker nearby. 3. Colonel Edwards was watching James.
How the f*** is he able to hear this conversation from so far away? The ocean is loud, you know? Helpful guy from the past turns out to be the father of the main character from the future cliche.
Sitting in this scene, that's worth these many sins.